Facebook. Thank you. Okay, wonderful. Here we are. So welcome. Thank you everyone for joining me today for this wonderful, wonderful journey together. I actually lost track of time of how long we've been under lockdown, but I know for me, this is the third week of doing this together with you. And of course, I'd love to hear your feedback. Yesterday, I posted a question on social media on my personal page. What are some of the fears that people are going through? And I realized that every single person has their own fears and their own ways of dealing with it, or perhaps not dealing with it. But a couple of things that came up that were really consistent, and this is why what I want to talk about briefly today, is compromised immunity and what that means. And again, for some of you that are having to deal with chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, right? You've had these conditions for quite some time, cancer, perhaps you're going through chemo and radiation that is making your immune system really weak. There's things for each and every one of us that we can do. And this is something that I want all of us to realize and recognize. And there was also a post that I did, and I can repost it today. There's all kinds of medications that contribute to weakening the immune system, creating leaky gut. And as I mentioned before, most of our immunity resides in our gut, which is your GI tract. So it's crucial that you know that. Why? Because it's something that you actually can fix. Number two, it's important to know which medications you have to take that you are on because you're suffering from a chronic condition. Diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, perhaps thyroid medications, asthma, right? Any area of rheumatoid arthritis, whatever it might be for you. It's important to understand and know what kind of nutrients that particular medicine depletes in your body. And this also correlates and corresponds to birth control pills, which they deplete all kinds of nutrients in the body. So if you can look that up, or if you need my help looking up what kind of nutrients are depleted by you taking certain type of medications, I think what you can do, not I think, I actually know, is you'll be able to balance your GI system, number one, by taking certain nutrients to counterbalance the negative effects and impacts these drugs have on you. Number two, you'll be able to also take the nutrients that your body is needing because of the depletion that these medications are creating in your system. So I don't want you to be in fear that you are immunocompromised because of the types of medications you're taking. So perhaps you need your thyroid medicine, but just know that you can also counterbalance whatever is depleting from your system, right? Something to support your immunity. So that is crucial to understand. Number three, diet plays a huge role in keeping your immune system strong. So if you are right now in the fear of dying, of being sick, of catching whatever illness you might be catching, just know that by you keeping your immune system really strong, you are really boosting and keeping your own innate ability to fight off any kind of bacteria, parasites, viruses that might be coming in into your system. And again, as I mentioned last week, viruses are not viable. They do not have life. So if like bacteria and parasites are organisms that actually breathe and they have membranes, viruses do not contain that. They're just a genetic code that only can begin to replicate once it's attaching to the host, okay? And host would be, of course, a human being. But if your immune system is strong, it really cannot multiply and create a severe impact in your system. So I wanted to calm down the fear for those of you that think that you are immunocompromised. Of course, if you're going through chemotherapy, radiation, it's a little different story. Another risk factor for this particular virus is obesity. So I would say that in the United States, at least, we have an epidemic of obesity. So I would say this is also an invitation for every single person to change their lifestyle and their diet. And now more than ever, you have more time on your hands. You can do it as a family. You can do it just yourself. This is truly having self-love, self-respect. I always say to my patients and clients over the years that I've worked with, you're not a garbage can. You're not a trash can where you just throw things in and without being mindful of what it really, the impact that it has on your physical body and your immunity. So again, this requires for you to be aware of your habits, your patterns. It requires for you to bring self-love into your being. And I'm not talking about being selfish. I'm talking about self-love where you honor, respect your body. You create boundaries of what is okay, what is not okay. For me, what's interesting is I've been watching people post on social media the daily drinking habits. And again, alcohol creates imbalance in your gut. It creates leaky gut. It actually drains your adrenals. It creates fungal overgrowth and it weakens your immunity. So yes, I had somebody last week that said to me, I'm so bored. I don't know what to do with myself. So therefore I just start drinking every day. Please, this is an invitation. Instead of numbing yourself and what you're going through, I invite you to look at what is happening in your life and not look at it as a negative, but more as what is it here for you to embrace in your life that requires a shift and change. And perhaps for most of us, it's about incorporating more love in our life. So let me see, there's a question that somebody just asked me. Yes, thank you, Deepak. You're welcome to join. Everyone is welcome to join. So somebody asked me if it's okay if they join the Zoom. Absolutely, thank you so much. And I will take all the questions afterwards once we're done. So if you have any questions, please let me know. So we talked about medications that you might be on, the fear of being sick, immunocompromised, knowing that there's actually something you can do to boost your immune system, and knowing that you are in charge of your health and your life. And again, over the years, I've had this conversation over and over and over. Of course, I had to learn it for myself, but also with all of my clients. Everyone is seeking for a miracle pill, a miracle cure, a miracle vaccine, whatever it might be, to fix us. Okay. And this is a question that I pose for every single one of you today. What is the difference between cure and healing? And I want you to sit with it for a moment. I write about it also in my book because it's there is a major fundamental difference, right? And actually, I keep seeing this question all the time. Would you rather have a pill to get rid of this condition that everyone is dealing with, the situation, COVID-19, or would you rather have a vaccine? What's interesting to me is why no one is posting a third option. And here's how it correlates to, let me talk to you about cure and healing. Cure is when you give your power away to something outside of yourself, whether it's a pill, it's a vaccine, it's a doctor, it's a therapist. So it ultimately puts you into the victim role where everything is happening to you, not as a result of any action you've taken, to bring you to the place where you are today. So therefore, you're giving ultimately all the responsibility of something outside of self. Healing, on the other hand, is when you acknowledge everything that has taken you to a place of where you are today, and knowing that your healthcare practitioners, your doctors, your therapists, whoever you're working with, right? Even meds that you might have to take or supplements are there for you as guides on the journey to discovering your full potential of who you are, because the true healing starts on the inside. Okay, it's a holistic process versus it's really no longer the process of you being the victim. You're in charge of your life. And the people you're working with and aligning yourself with are there to support, ultimately, your well-being. So I invite you to think of a third option. So we talked about that people are posting right now 2 options. I want to bring the third option in. So it's the pills are going to cure me, which of course in severe cases, yes, we need medical intervention, and we're seeing great results with that. Number 2, vaccine. And number 3 is the option I want to bring up, and that is that you should be able to do everything in your power to take care of your health in every way possible. That means eat a clean diet, stop eating out of prepackaged boxes, eat foods that are alive, that are nutritious, right? That are nutrient dense. Number 2 or 3, it's really about movement. It's crucial that you move your body, whether or not you can go outside for a walk, which would be optimal, walk, run, whatever it might be that you love doing. But I think it's important to do some kind of movement, or if you're just in your home and you're stretching, you're doing yoga, you're doing weights, whatever it might be, we're meant to move, because movement helps move our lymphatic system, right? So everything is activated in our body. And this is the only way that you're able to detoxify any kind of stagnation that is happening for you, or through you, I should say. So again, movement, healthy diet, limit the amount of toxins you're ingesting. Those of you that are smoking, I would absolutely reconsider, and I know that this is a difficult and a huge topic we're discussing at this moment. Vaping, of course, all those things make you more prone to getting this particular virus. It puts you at a risk, as a risk factor, right? Major risk factor. And it creates a weaker immunity, especially in the lungs, because COVID-19 is attaching to the lungs. I did briefly talk about the diet last week. And again, eliminating dairy, alcohol, sugar is absolutely crucial. Of course, crucial. There are other diets, other ingredients that you should avoid. Again, it's all on individual basis. No one diet works for all. I actually don't promote any diets, but there's certain foods that are inflammatory, and this is why I'm bringing those foods up at this very moment. Okay, so that was my pharmacist talking to you. And I'd love to take your questions. So if you're posting them on Facebook, just know that I'll be able to respond to them after the transmission is over, because right now I only can see Zoom link. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we've been doing breath work. We've been meditating a lot. And in the last couple of days, I've had to adjust even the breath work. I was omitting some of the breath work because I felt that it was important to just meditate. So I wanted also to find out how your experience has evolved and shifted over the last couple of weeks that we've been together. The other thing I wanted to bring up is there's a couple of courses people have reached out to me and said, you know, right now I'm interested in opening myself up more on a spiritual level. Some people want to understand the link between body, mind, and soul. So there's a couple of links that I have available on my website to my online programs. So for those of you that are interested just on working on a spiritual level and opening yourselves up to higher dimensions, there is a program, it's called Ignite Your Codes of Consciousness. It's a 7-day online series. It's life-changing. And I take you basically through activating your brain, your luminous body, 12-stranded DNA, and chakras as well. So you're welcome to join that program. And then I've put it together as a healthy at home bundle, where it also includes so many other things, including your Raise Your Vibration meditation and many other meditations as well, and workbooks. And then of course I have my online program. And for those of you that want to join this program at, I believe it's 50% off discount, if not more, send me a link and I'll send you a direct link to register for the course, where you skip the actual free webinar masterclass, okay? So let me know. And this is where I took my over 20 years of my knowledge, my work, my education, and I've put it together into a very easy system where you can navigate through body, mind, and soul, testing yourself where you have food imbalances, emotional imbalances, how to heal your gut, how to balance your adrenal glands, of course, different types of meditations, breath work, working with color light therapy, crystals, and so much more. So let me know if you're interested in that. I'll be happy to send you a direct link to the discounted course. So let's begin. Let's now bring our attention inward. And I would like for you to either sit comfortably or lay down on somewhere on the mat, if you're laying down on the couch, on the bed, anywhere that you're comfortable. Okay, so now just bring attention to your body and see where in your body do you feel tension or perhaps discomfort. I know for me lately it's been right here in my shoulders. So just bring your attention into your whole body and just feel where in your body do you feel tension. Now let's bring our awareness to our feet and imagine that you have roots growing from your feet and your tailbone into the center of the earth. Take a big inhale. Exhale and draw the roots into the very center of the earth. Again, inhale. And one more time. Inhale and imagine roots going all the way into the center of the earth. Exhale. Beautiful. Now, I want you to feel this deep connection to our planet. And what's really interesting, there was a huge, massive meditation that happened on April 4th. So the date was 4/4/2020. And if you look at the Schumann resonance is like the heartbeat, right, of our planet Earth. And what happened that day as a collective, I believe there were over 1 million people who meditated. You could see the amount of energy that was brought to, of course, to our collective by bringing the focus on and meditating, but also the amount of response we've received from our planet Earth. So if I can find an image, I'll post it below for those of you who are joining me on Facebook. I think it's a pretty powerful phenomena to understand how all of us as a collective actually have a major impact on our environment, and also our environment has an impact on our well-being. And therefore it's crucial to have this absolute alignment of our brain and our heart. And this is called the state of coherence, the state of flow. It's where everything is working in synchronicity. And also, the HeartMath Institute looked into it. And when you're in a state of coherence, the resonance, right, that you're putting out from your heart field is exactly the same resonance as our planet Earth. And they also noticed that when we're in this resonance, or when we're in a state of coherence, our body begins to heal itself. And this is why it's crucial that you take the time, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, once a day, twice a day, however many times you wish to do it. It's crucial that you settle in and you release any kind of tension and anxiety from your body, and you stay in that center of peace and love. Okay, so now we've brought our attention into the root system. Now let's imagine, take a big inhale and bring this beautiful energy, red, vibrant red, through the root system up into your body. Inhale and exhale. And you're bringing security and stability, and let that run through your whole system. Again, inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. And now sit and imagine that this red color, this power from this planet Earth, from our planet Earth, is running up your spine. So imagine just the red color spinning and going up the spine and out through the crown. Okay, ready? Inhale. One more time, inhale. Now imagine the beautiful, divine, crystalline white light coming from above you and cleansing your entire auric field. So inhale. And bring this energy all the way down into the earth. Again, inhale and bring this beautiful light from above. Cleanse your field. And one more time, inhale. Beautiful. And run this beautiful energy, cleansing your auric field of anything that does not belong to you, any stored trauma, anxiety, tension, release it all. Beautiful. Now inhale this beautiful crystalline light and run it through your whole inside of your body. So all the cells, all the organs, illuminate them all. Ready? Inhale. And run the energy through, illuminating your lungs, your heart, your throat, your stomach, your colon, your thighs, all your toes, your fingers. Again, take a big inhale and see yourself illuminated from the inside out. Again, take a big inhale. Exhale and run this light through. Beautiful. Perhaps you feel tingling. Now I'd like for you to stay paying attention to the inside, staying connected in your core. Keep your eyes closed. And I want you to feel your bigger you, which is this field that is around you, that is breathing and expanding. So just connect to yourself. Take a big inhale, exhale, and feel. Feel this field. Perhaps it might feel like an extension of your lungs, taking a deep breath in and out. Maybe it will feel like wings. Your wings, opening and closing, opening and closing. Whatever it feels like to you, just feel into it. And you can imagine that it's expanding. Your whole field is expanding. It's all encompassing. Maybe it's the size of the room that you're in, perhaps the size of the building. And this is how large your auric field is. But you know what's coming to me, and keep your eyes closed. We've been given this incredible opportunity to truly, first of all, stay inside so we have less distractions, but tune in to our divine essence. This has given us an ability to tune into our divine essence of who we truly are. So we are able to embody who we are fully. Maybe you've never had a chance to feel your auric field before. Or perhaps you haven't had a chance to feel tension in your body. So these are all miraculous opportunities that we have to get to know ourselves better, because we're so much more than our physical bodies. And every single one of you carries this unique divine expression that is absolutely perfect in every way. So this is an opportunity for you to get to know that divine expression that is you. Beautiful. So now we're going to start on our 3 rounds of breath work. So for that, we will need our timer. Let me set my stopwatch. So I usually use my phone for that. And what we'll do, I'll walk you through it again for those of you that are joining me for the first time. We're going to take 30 inhales and exhales through our mouth. And then on the 30th exhale, you're going to release all the air out of your lungs and you're going to hold your breath as long as you can. Now, during that process, a lot of times, I know for me, I always want to swallow, and this is normal. So you'll feel like you need to swallow. Go ahead and do that. Just make sure you don't take an inhale or exhale. So hold as long as you can. And then you'll notice you can no longer hold your breath. You're going to take one big inhale again through your mouth and hold your breath. Continue holding your breath as long as you can. And I want you to push this air into your head, through your ears, and into your crown. And you might feel, I know for me, a lot of times I feel that you might feel dizzy, you might feel your heart palpitating. Let's see, what else? You just might you'll realize you become hyper vigilant. You notice things in a way that perhaps you've never noticed before. And this particular breath work is extremely powerful. It creates, it harmonizes both sides of your brain, both hemispheres, the right and the left. So it creates the state of coherence. So this is number one. Number two, it creates alkalinity in your body because you're bringing so much oxygen, right, into all of your cells, into your brain, into your organs. So it's very difficult for any kind of virus or bacteria to survive when you create this kind of environment. And I invite you to do this breath work as many times as you wish. You can do it in the morning, you can do it in the afternoon with me, you can do it at night. I wouldn't do it. I would say morning and afternoon. Make sure you don't do it on a full stomach, because if you just ate and you're going to do this breath work, it's going to make you nauseous for sure and queasy. And again, feeling lightheaded and dizzy is normal. I know I still experience it, even though I've been doing this for a couple of months now. So let's get ready. So you can use your stopwatch on the phone, or you can use any one that you have. Ready? So that was round number one. I know for me today, well, it's a lot shorter than usual. Again, it might vary from day to day on how long you'll be able to hold your breath. So again, let's focus on doing it again so you can reset your stopwatch. And let's start with breath work again. And again, you can share your feedback with me once we end the 3 cycles. And for those of you that are joining me on Zoom, I'll end the Facebook transmission and then I'll be able to take your questions. Okay, so we're starting with round number 2. That was round number 2. It actually brought me to, and reminded me of something someone shared with me a couple of weeks ago when we just started doing these exercises. Someone said that they were feeling a severe headache or a lot of pressure in their head when they started doing this breath work. And again, I would say this is normal because there's so many parts of us that are not filled with light and are lacking oxygen. So when you bring oxygen into all your organ systems in the body, something is going to show up to you that perhaps this is the area that needs more work, more oxygen, more light. So again, when you begin to notice that, just don't be afraid. Breathe into it, feel into it, and see what it's here to show you and teach you. And for those of you that are on Facebook, I cannot respond to you right away. So I'm so grateful that you guys are all here. And for those of you here on Zoom with me as well. And what's interesting, a notification just came in from my friend. Right before we started the breath work, I was talking about Schumann resonance and what happened the day we were all meditating. And she happened to send me a picture. It says, this is so perfect. I don't even have to look for one. I'll just post it on Facebook as soon as we're done. But I feel it's very important for us to stay in the positive vibration. And again, I've shared this over the last couple of weeks, and I'll be happy to share it again. The frequency, vibrational frequency or consciousness level of love is 500. Fear is 100. COVID-19 is vibrating. COVID-19 has consciousness. Everything has consciousness. This particular virus or combination of many different things has a consciousness level of 55. So it's crucial that you take care of your emotions, you take care of your mindset and your diet, because it's very easy to slip into the fear mode, which will put you directly into the alignment with COVID-19. And I would say this is not just for this virus, this is actually to bring something else into your perception, that the reality that we create every single day in our lives has to do with the vibration that we're aligning ourselves with. So I invite you to look at your fear, what it's here to teach you, shift out of it, acknowledge it for what it is, shift out of it, do not allow it to paralyze your life and dictate of how you should live your life, but really embrace it, shift out of it, and see it for what it is instead of it ruling your life. You know, it reminds me of one of my favorite books that I read years ago by Viktor Frankl, and Man's Search for Meaning. I don't know how many of you have read this book, but I invite you, for those of you that are seeking for a great book to read, this is definitely very relevant in our time and what we're all going through. He was a psychiatrist before World War II who went into concentration camp. I believe it was Auschwitz. I'm not sure if it was Auschwitz or Dachau. And he noticed that the people that stayed in the he didn't call it vibration, but that made a decision and they were in fear, or when they're going to die, they actually died that day. So there's something powerful to how we view our life, how we view the situation that we're in. It could either make us stronger, make us brighter, and by being fully yourself in your love, right? You're beaming this out into the collective and inviting others to step fully into their love, into their light, and releasing fear from that has been holding or having a grip at this very moment, not only in your life, but on the collective as well. So I invite you to read this book. I think it's going to perhaps make you appreciate the beauty of everything that we're going through. Okay, let's start with round number 3. Okay, that was round number 3. You all guys did a wonderful job. So for those of you that want to connect with me, you're welcome to join me on wholistic.com, WHOLISTIC. If you go on my landing page or any page, there's going to be a pop-up window. So make sure you put your name and your email address, and you'll instantly receive a meditation, love and light meditation. So I invite you to go ahead and put your name in, receive the free meditation. You can practice it as much as you wish. It's yours. And also I'll post the links to all these different programs that I've talked about. I'm truly grateful for all of you joining me every single day. I do have a question for you. So I send out an email that I'm hosting these live events every day until April 14th. Please let me know if this actually means something to you, if it's something you enjoy, because it's important for me to know, would you rather me do it only a couple of times a week until that date, or do you want me to do it every day? This is important feedback for me. So please let me know, because I take this time out of my day to be here fully present and in service to anyone who wishes to join. And I really appreciate creating this sacred space and having the intention of raising our own vibration, bettering our health, and therefore contributing to the entire collective. Thank you so much. I'll be stopping the Facebook and I'll take questions from the Zoom. Let me do that.